their attendance at the ELCA youth gatherings. Many of you know that months and months ago, well, ever since, I don't know, February and on, when they planned to go, then we've been helping them do a little fundraising to get them there. And so they were there the end of June and early July. We'll hear about that. And so now we get to go with them. Are you ready to go back? Yeah. Ready to go back, and so we're going to go with you. So thank you for being here and putting this together and taking us on the trip with it.
After months of planning, fundraising, and meeting as a group on Monday, June 25th.
That one's not on.
All right.
Sorry. Okay, try that.
Testing. After months of planning, fundraising, and meeting as a group, on Monday, June 25th, 10 youth and 3 adult chaperones representing Valley City's ELCA churches departed for the 2018 ELCA National Youth Gathering in Houston, Texas. Fun fact, all youth from Valley City who attended were the same grade. We will all be sophomores this coming school year. Our Savior's Lutheran had 6 youth and 1 chaperone. Faith Lutheran had 2 youth and 2 chaperones. Shirley Lutheran had 2 youth, Drew and myself. We drove to Concordia College in Moorhead to meet up with other North Dakota congregations, including Grafton, Castleton, and Carrington, who traveled with us. We filled 3 charter buses and left for Minneapolis.
Once in Minneapolis, we ate a quick supper at the Mall of America, then participated in a service project called Feed My Starving Children. Our entire travel group was able to assist in boxing meals to feed 115 kids for an entire year. That evening, we stayed at dorms at the University of Minnesota St. Paul campus as we took off for Houston bright and early Tuesday morning. We hardly got any sleep that night because we had to leave the dorms by 2:30 a.m. to get to the airport. All of us were very tired traveling to Houston.
After 6 hours of flying, we finally made it to Houston. The hotel is very nice and was attached to the Galleria Mall. Our group of 13 explored the mall for a couple of hours, then we went to bed early to rest up for the next day.
We spent our first full day of the youth gathering Wednesday at the Energy Center for our Community Learning Day. There were a lot of activities to participate in, such as Bible studies, spike ball, carpool, karaoke, and lip sync battles. After 4 hours of participating in community learning events, we went to the stadium for worship that night with about 31,000 other youth from across the U.S. The lines to get in were super long and we waited forever. Energy Stadium was super packed. We'd wait in the food truck line for over 30 minutes.
Every night at the Houston gathering, 31,000 youth attended 2 hours of worship together at Energy Stadium. This was not your typical church service. The house band led us in singing and dancing each night, and speakers shared how God's call, God's love, God's grace, and God's hope changed their lives. It was very cool to listen to their stories. After worship each night, we headed back to the hotel to get some sleep. Our second day of the gathering was our Synod Day with Bishop Terry Brandt. This day we met in the ballroom with other youth from our North Dakota Synod. We enjoyed music, listened to speakers, and celebrated Holy Communion with all other youth from our North Dakota Synod. Bishop Brandt gave us special bracelets so that we could budge through the long Energy Stadium lines to get ground floor seats at the gathering worship that night.
Friday was our Synod Service Learning Day. Every Synod was assigned a different service project. Ours was for the Mission Centers of Houston. Our group's job was to walk around in a smaller part of Houston and deliver goodie bags to a huge neighborhood to promote a block party the next day. The whole area was in poverty and a lot of houses were ruined, quite different than delivering Meals on Wheels in Valley City. It was very hot out. It reached 100 degrees and it lasted all day. While this area of Houston was unlike neighborhoods I'm used to, the residents were very kind to us. Exhausted from the heat and walking, we had no problems falling to sleep quickly that evening.
Our final day in Houston was our interactive learning day. We spent the day in a building by Energy Stadium and learned about immigrants and refugees and enjoyed playing games related to this topic. I also experienced my first Uber ride on this day. Again, we participated in mass worship this evening. There was special performance by the Christian singer Taryn Wells that we all really enjoyed.
On Sunday morning, we attended the gathering's closing worship service from 9 to 11 a.m. with Bishop Elizabeth Eaton presiding. The service was more like a regular church service we would have here in town. Other than that, we shared communion with over 31,000 people.
We spent our last afternoon in Houston enjoying a bit of fun and downtime. With our group of 13, went swimming at our hotel pool, wandered around the Gallery Mall, and took naps. That afternoon was a lot of fun, and it was nice to get some rest. We had to get up very early in the morning to catch a flight home.
Peyton and I encountered 7 days of new experiences, 2 service learning projects, nightly mass worships, sharing communion with 31,000 ELCA youth, and really living how God changes everything. We cannot have attended without the support from this congregation. Peyton and I thank you for your financial donations as well as your prayers for us while we were gone. We hope that other Trinity youth will have the chance to attend the next ELCA National Youth Gathering to be held in Minneapolis, Minnesota in 2021. Thank you.
Thank you. And I want you to know, we did have you in our prayers while you were down there. We did have you in our prayers that Sunday and through the week I did and that. So I hope I can visit with you one-on-one and just hear a little bit more, because I can't even imagine being with 31,000 people. And the singing, I mean, had to be quite something, just raising the roof, right? So my question for you is, and you can think on this, what was your favorite part? What hit you the biggest?
For me, it was the nightly worships. It was just a really good atmosphere to be in and stuff. I love very energetic and stuff, so it was fun.
But please tell us that we're doing all right here too. We're not up and dancing, but all right, thank you. And what was yours?
Mine was probably the same. It was just a lot of fun on those nightly worships.
And now I guess I have another question I just asked. So, not knowing what you were going to, wondering, was it, okay, you're used to this. On a scale from 1 to 10, 10 is, we do this in confirmation all the time. 10 is great, well, 1 is not. What was your number for youth gathering?
For the whole thing?
Yeah.
I'd give it about like an 8.
Okay.
The two that I don't have to make it a 10 is the heat.
Yeah. That and lack of sleep when you have to
Yes.
get on early planes. Yeah. Okay, cool.
I would say 8 too.
All right, take out the heat and humidity and all of that. Well, we're proud of you that you went and that you represented us. Glad you had time with others from our synod and Bishop Grant and got to hear Bishop Ethan and all of that. So thank you for taking part of us with you then. Let's thank you again.